Hello, my friends. I'm Dr. Mary Parker, and today I want to talk to you about something that too many men guard in silence: their erections, their confidence, and their vitality when they wake up in the morning. For years, society has repeated the same tired message. Once you pass a certain age, your energy goes down, your drive disappears, and your erections are simply not what they used to be. You're told it's just age, and that there's nothing you can do besides resign yourself to pills or frustration. But that is not the full truth. Your body is far more adaptable than you've pseudo-led to believe, especially when it comes to blood flow, circulation, and intimate vitality.
What I want to share with you today is a simple morning practice, a short ritual you can do every single day that can completely change the way your erections behave over time. Not because it's magic, not because it bypasses your biology, but because it works with your biology in the moment of the day when your body is naturally more ready to respond. The morning, I'm not here as your personal doctor, and this is not individual medical advice. I'm here as a guide in men's health and well-being to help you understand what your body is trying to tell you and how a natural, consistent habit can transform your erection quality, your energy, and your confidence in your own masculinity. Let's start with something very simple and very real. Many men notice a change. They wake up and realize those strong morning erections that used to be there almost every day have become weaker, or they appear less often, or they've disappeared entirely. Maybe you don't wake up with that sense of readiness anymore. You look at that change and you think, that's it, I'm getting old, game over. And with that thought, a little piece of your confidence dies. At the same time, life is more demanding than ever. Stress from work, financial concerns, family responsibilities, lack of sleep, poor eating habits, too much sitting, too little movement, everything piles up. And one of the first places where this shows itself is in circulation, how well blood flows through your arteries to your heart, your brain, and yes, to your intimate area. Erections are not a mystery. They are a reflection of how well your vascular system and nervous system are functioning. When circulation slows and vessels stiffen, your intimate response becomes slower, weaker, or inconsistent. But here's the part most men never hear. Erectile changes are often one of the earliest warning signs of circulation issues, long before you feel chest pain or shortness of breath. That means that instead of being a reason for shame, changes in your erections are an invitation, a signal to support your blood flow, your heart, and your vitality in a smarter way. And the morning is the perfect time to do that. Your mornings are not neutral. When you wake up, your hormones, your nervous system, and your blood pressure are in a very specific state. Testosterone tends to be higher in the morning. Your stress hormone, cortisol, is also naturally high. Your nervous system is shifting from nighttime repair mode into daytime alertness. This transition can either support your erections and circulation or sabotage them, depending on what you do in those first minutes of the day. So instead of thinking of your morning as something you just survive until your first coffee, I want you to see it as your daily opportunity to reset your blood flow, your breathing, and your nervous system. That's why the habit I'm going to share with you is not a pill, not a device, and not a trick. It's a short, simple routine you can do every morning in 8 to 10 minutes that signals to your body. Today, we are sending blood where it needs to go. Today, we are waking up the system that gives you strong, confident erections. I call it the morning blood flow activation. And if you commit to it every day, over the coming weeks, you may notice not only better erection quality, but also more energy, clearer thinking, and a deeper sense of control over your own body. Let's break it down step by step. The first phase happens before you even leave your bedroom. The moment you wake up, your body is slightly dehydrated. During the night, you lose fluid through breathing and sweating, and your blood becomes a little thicker, a little more sluggish. That thicker blood has a harder time moving smoothly through narrow vessels, especially in the most distant areas, your hands, your feet, and your intimate area. So the first part of the habit is incredibly simple. Hydrate with purpose. Before coffee, before checking your phone, before anything else, drink a generous glass of water, ideally room temperature, slowly and consciously. Not just a tiny sip, a full glass. This single action helps your blood become less viscous, supports kidney function, and prepares your circulation to respond better throughout the day. But we don't stop there. As you drink that water, I want you to practice deep breathing, because your erections don't just depend on blood, they depend on oxygen. Most men wake up and start the day breathing fast and shallow, especially if they immediately look at their phone or dive into stressful thoughts. Shallow breathing keeps your nervous system in a state of tension and constriction, not in a state of openness that supports strong blood flow. So here's what you'll do. As you sit on the edge of your bed, plant your feet flat on the floor, straighten your spine gently, and place one hand on your chest, the other on your abdomen. Inhale through your nose for a slow count of 4, feeling your abdomen expand under your hand. Hold that breath softly for a count of 2, then exhale through your mouth for a count of 6, letting tension melt from your shoulders, your jaw, and your lower back. Repeat this breathing pattern for 8 to 10 cycles. It will only take a couple of minutes, but what it does inside your body is powerful. It triggers your relaxation response, calming the overactive stress system that constricts your blood vessels. It improves oxygenation. It gently lowers excess blood pressure. All of this supports the tiny arteries that need to relax for a firm erection to happen. In these first minutes, you are already doing 2 things most men ignore: thinning the blood with hydration and relaxing the vessels with deep, controlled breathing. You haven't taken a pill, you haven't done anything extreme, and yet you are already changing the conditions that determine how your erections will respond later in the day. Now we move to the second phase, waking up your circulation with targeted movement. Erections are, in simple terms, a hydraulic event. Blood enters, pressure rises, valves hold that blood in place. For this hydraulic system to work well, the arteries leading to your pelvis and legs need to be flexible and responsive. The problem? Many men spend years sitting for hours, at the table, in the car, at the computer, compressing the blood vessels that feed the pelvic region. The muscles around your hips become tight, your lower back stiffens, and the flow that should move freely to your intimate area becomes restricted. So each morning, after your breathing, you'll spend 5 minutes doing a specific series of movements designed to wake up the muscles and vessels that matter most for your erections. Start with ankle pumps. Stand near your bed or a chair for support if needed. Raise your heels so you're standing on the balls of your feet. Hold for a second, then lower. Then lift your toes while your heels stay on the ground. Alternate this rolling motion, heel up, heel down, toes up, toes down, for about 30 to 40 repetitions. This simple exercise activates the calf pump, a natural mechanism that helps push blood back up toward your heart and improves general circulation in your legs. When your leg circulation improves, the overall pressure and flow in your lower body improve as well, and that directly supports your intimate area. Next, we focus on your hips and gluteal muscles. From a standing position, place your feet shoulder-width apart. Slowly push your hips back as if you're going to sit on an invisible chair, then return to standing. These are gentle, shallow squats. No need to go very low, especially if you have knee or hip issues. Do 10 to 15 controlled repetitions, always breathing out as you stand up. This movement engages the strong muscles of your thighs and glutes, which demand more blood flow. The body responds by sending more blood to that region, expanding the vessels, and training them to be more responsive. Then, place your hands on your hips and do slow hip circles, first clockwise, then counterclockwise. Imagine you are drawing a circle with your pelvis. This gently mobilizes your lower spine, pelvis, and hip joints, reducing stiffness and improving the path that blood needs to travel. Spend about 1 minute on these circles. Finally, from a standing position, place one hand on your lower abdomen and one on your lower back. Slightly tilt your pelvis forward and backward as if you were tucking your tailbone under and then releasing it. These small pelvic tilts, done gently and without forcing, help activate the deep muscles around your pelvis, the same region that plays a key role in maintaining strong erections. Do 10 to 15 tilts in a slow, controlled manner. Altogether, these movements take about 5 minutes. They are not a workout in the traditional sense. You won't be gasping for air, you won't be drenched in sweat. But inside your body, blood flow is waking up. The vessels that feed your pelvic region are being asked to open, expand, and respond. Over time, this micro-training of your circulation can be just as powerful as a long gym session when it comes to supporting your intimate vitality. Now we move into the third phase of this morning habit, calming your mind and your stress before it hijacks your erections for the rest of the day. Many men don't realize that erections are sometimes less about what's happening in the body and more about what's happening in the mind. Worry, pressure to perform, fear of failure, financial stress, unresolved conflict, these can all activate the fight-or-flight system. And when that system is dominant, your body says, "This is not a safe moment for intimacy," and blood is diverted away from your intimate area. So, after your hydration, breathing, and movement, I want you to dedicate just 2 minutes to setting your mental tone for the day. Stand by a window or step outside if possible, and let natural light hit your eyes and skin. This morning light helps regulate your internal clock, supports healthier hormone cycles, and improves sleep quality at night. Good sleep is intimately connected with stronger morning erections and better overall performance. As you stand there, I invite you to think of 3 simple things you feel grateful for. They don't have to be dramatic. Maybe you're grateful for the roof over your head, for a family member, for still being here and having the chance to improve your health. This small act of mental focus might seem unrelated to erections, but it is not. A calmer mind, a more hopeful outlook, and lower baseline stress all support the hormonal and nervous system environment in which erections become easier, stronger, and more reliable. That's the core of the habit: water, breath, movement, light, and gratitude. It sounds simple, almost too simple. But let me give you an example. A man in his early 60s once described to me how his confidence was collapsing. He had noticed that his morning erections were weaker and showed up less frequently. He started avoiding intimate moments out of fear that his body would fail him. He felt older than his years. Instead of running for a quick fix, he decided to build this kind of morning routine into his life. At first, he felt silly. He thought, how is a glass of water and a few movements going to change anything? But he committed. Within 2 weeks, he noticed that his energy in the morning was higher and his mood more stable. Within a month, his morning erections began to reappear. Not every single day, but more often and with better quality. He also found that when he did engage in intimacy, his body responded more easily and he felt less anxious. What changed? His circulation, his breathing, his stress, and his sense of control over his own routine. The habit didn't turn him into a superhero overnight, but it gently restored something he thought was gone for good: trust in his own body. Now, let's talk about a few optional additions you can pair with this morning habit to support your erections even further. Think of them as extra tools, not replacements for the basics. First, consider what you eat for your first meal. A breakfast loaded with sugar, pastries, and refined carbohydrates will cause blood sugar spikes and crashes that inflame your vessels and damage the delicate lining of your arteries, including those supplying your intimate area. Instead, aim for a breakfast with some protein, healthy fats, and fiber. For example, eggs with vegetables, a bowl of oats with nuts and seeds, or plain yogurt with berries. This kind of breakfast supports more stable blood sugar and better blood vessel health over time. Second, be mindful of your relationship with stimulants. Coffee is not the enemy, and many men enjoy it without problems. But having several cups on an empty stomach, especially if you're already stressed, can push your nervous system into overdrive. If you notice that too much caffeine leaves you jittery, anxious, or with a racing heart, consider reducing the amount or pairing it with food rather than drinking it alone. A calmer nervous system gives your erections a better environment to thrive. Third, some natural nutrients have been shown to support circulation and blood vessel function. Foods rich in nitrates, such as beets and leafy greens, can help your body produce more nitric oxide, a key molecule that relaxes your blood vessels and supports stronger erections. Citrulline, a compound found in watermelon, also plays a role in nitric oxide production. Instead of thinking in terms of miracle pills, think in terms of nourishing your vessels. More colorful vegetables, fewer ultra-processed foods, less added sugar, and healthy fats like olive oil and avocado. Over time, this way of eating changes the quality of your blood and the flexibility of your vessels. Of course, it's important to be honest. If you have persistent erection difficulties, especially if they appear suddenly or are accompanied by chest pain, shortness of breath, leg pain while walking, or other symptoms, you should speak with your health professional. Erections are closely linked to heart health, and sometimes they are warning signs that deserve medical evaluation. Your morning habit is a powerful tool, but it does not replace professional care when it is needed. So why am I so passionate about this daily ritual? Because it puts power back in your hands. Too many men are told, this is just aging, and they give up. They stop moving. They eat whatever is easiest. They live with constant stress. Then, when things don't work in the bedroom, they blame themselves or their partner. But the truth is that your body is responding to the signals you give it every day. When you wake up and without thinking, grab your phone, scroll through news or social media, skip water, skip movement, and rush into the day, you are telling your system, stay tense, stay constricted. The morning blood flow activation sends the opposite message. It says, today, we prioritize circulation. Today, we breathe. Today, we open the vessels that support my heart, my brain, and my intimate health. And when you send that message consistently, day after day, week after week, your body listens. If you remember only one sentence from this entire message, let it be this. Every morning, you have the choice to either stiffen your body and weaken your erections or wake up your circulation and strengthen them. That choice is in your hands, not in your birth certificate. Never believe that it's too late. I have seen men in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond improve their erection quality not by chasing extreme solutions, but by committing to simple, powerful habits performed every day. The combination of hydration, deep breathing, targeted movement, morning light, and a calmer mind forms a foundation. On that foundation, better erections, better energy, and better confidence naturally grow. So tomorrow morning, when you open your eyes, don't rush. Sit up, drink your water, breathe deeply. Move your ankles, your hips, your pelvis. Step toward the light and claim 2 minutes to calm your mind and set your intention. Do this every morning, not as a chore, but as a declaration. My health matters, my circulation matters, my intimate vitality matters. With consistency, this small ritual can transform the way your erections respond, the way your body feels, and the way you see yourself as a man in your mature years. If this message resonated with you, I invite you to reflect on your mornings. What are you currently doing that blocks your blood flow and your confidence? And what will you change starting tomorrow? Share your experiences, your questions, and your victories. There are many men just like you who need to hear that they are not alone and that there is hope. I'm Dr. Mary Parker, grateful that you spent this time with me. Take care of your mornings, and your mornings will take care of your erections, your heart, and your vitality. And if you'd like more guidance on natural habits for men's health and well-being, remember to stay connected, keep learning, and keep choosing yourself every single day.